or maybe your friends, your communities. If they are free, can we just invite them, share the link in? Okay, yeah. So hi, I'm Dorothy. Yeah, so from Singapore once again, and I'm a stage chef. I across a few industries, as some of you may know, like beauty, like education, and some of medical background as well. So this is my journey, and I come to DCIG because I want to find more about the meaning of life and how we can achieve not only our own success and also other people's success together. Okay, yeah, can we have the PPT on? So, as all of you know, maybe I think some of you may come because we know who are the speakers today, right? I will let you know later. So, once again, a very, very welcome to all of you here in Automatic Leadership. And once again, can you please share the links to the people you know? Yeah, because I think we need more people to know about automatic leadership. And we are still increasing the people who joining us in coming soon. Okay, the lessons coming soon. So this is automatic leadership 5-wheel marathon series. And next, yeah. So as all of the old friends here, you all know that these are the 5 waves. And I don't know how many sessions we have today, but I think we are reaching the end of the whole marathon. Next page. Yeah, so the last session will be on 30th June, and today is already 24th. Wow, yeah, we are already half of the 2026. Okay, so yeah, so please just treasure the time that we are being together. Okay, next. Yeah, so okay, so don't look at the host, okay? So it's a surprise for me to be here because it's supposed to be teacher Shannon, but yeah, so hope you like it as well. Okay, so today's topic is what it takes to be a great leader. So as I want to ask, what it takes to be a great leader? Maybe do you have any threat? Or maybe you feel that you know your competitors, or maybe in your own team, someone is so capable, you feel that it's a challenge for you instead of a contribution to you. Do you feel so? Or maybe not even a team, a company, maybe just a family. You know who our speakers are today, right? One is teacher Sharon and her husband, teacher Brian. Okay. So in a family, if let's say you are supposed to, or you think that you are the leader of the family, but your partner is going to take over the leadership, what do you feel? Do you have any concern about that? Do you have any issues facing to be a great leaders? Yeah, maybe your family, your the relationship between you and your children, or maybe it's just in your department, your company, your teams, whoever. So yeah, there are few concerns that possible that you are facing. Then now, today, we are going to have our two speakers from one family. How do I describe these two? How do I describe this couple? I would say, hmm, immortal couples. I still remember last year in Japan, offline. So I know that teacher Sharon and Brian was there. Then you will see a sweet couple always hanging around together, and these are the two. Yeah, so I think that firstly we need to, like, all of us here, whoever heard what I say just now, can we just have a round applause, or maybe we just have a rejoice? Do you want sweet relationship, or maybe you want a sweet relationship in the near future? Can we just rejoice so that we can gain 10% of it? Okay, I see some reactions. So I hope that everybody can get these sweet relationships. If not, then maybe in the near future. Okay, yeah. So from what I know from this next page, I will introduce one by one to you. So teacher Sharon Fan, as we all know that she's a solopreneur, and she's also the translator from Chinese to English in different organizations like DCIG, ICAM, yeah. And also, she's the seed system teacher. I think now she is a professor, right, in the DCIG system. Yes. So we all love you so much. And so her leadership impact is she has led an international translation team for DCIG and ICAM for over 5 years, as we all know, and it's really from scratch, and now it's getting every single DCAG level translated at least 4 languages. Some of her translation work is now stored and preserved for the future generations in time capsules created by Diamond Mountain Retreat Center in Arizona. So yeah, I hope that in the future generations, maybe our next generations, we still have the chance to hear her translations, and her translations actually have been passing down all the times. All right. Then next, let's welcome teacher Brian. As we all know, we have a strong IT team. Especially after COVID, most of our classes are online or OMO. That means we have both in-person classes and also online classes. So how do we achieve that? The teachers always say that, if we don't have IT team, means even if we are here, we still cannot spread our teachings to all of the audience. So how? We have Brian as an IT director for DCIG and ICAM. He's also the IT consultant and trainer Workwheel Productions. And he's also an Asian book Spanish lead translator. If I'm not wrong, I think the first Spanish book was published like few days ago, right? Yeah. So yes, our wisdom has been translated to Spanish, and we are passing to new group of people. So Brian has used the deep courses system to plan his wonderful wife. Yeah, we all know, right? Who has a very good relationship with his family and friends and became a big teacher in his life. Wow, okay, so who wants to become the big teacher in the future? Please rejoice, okay? And he also recently became the lead translator of the Asian books into Spanish, having translated hundreds of pages, which is one of his biggest dream in life. And yes, we have benefit more than one group of people, maybe more than a few groups of people. So in the future, with all the help and with, yeah, of course, we need the contribution from the IT side as well, so that we can spread the wisdom to more people, more groups, more countries. Okay, thanks for the PPT. And now, everyone knows our topic today, right? We only have 16 people now, so I think it's time for you to ask your seat system, your seat partners, ask your communities, ask your group friends, share the links again. Okay, can we invite all, I wouldn't say all, more, okay? Can we invite more people to come online? A lot of us love this couple so much, and this is, you are planting seeds as well. You want to hear the teaching more? Please share with more friends, okay? So that more people can come and join us. Yeah. So, okay, after sharing again, now it's time for the teacher. Okay, so teacher Sharon, over to you.
Thank you, Dorothy, for the beautiful introduction. And hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening. All right. So, who remembers how many sessions have we had so far? 16, right. Thank you, Anne. And how many do we have in total? 20. Yeah, so we are actually moving towards the end of this marathon. And it's usually the most important and also challenging topic coming up. So please stay with us for the remaining sessions when we ease your way into understanding what DCIG Level 8 is all about. All right? So before we begin, I would like to invite everyone to share one takeaway that you have got from the previous sessions. Has anyone attended all 16? How many? Ivy says not yet. Okay. How many have you attended? Oh, Harry, 15. Wow, unbelievable. Laura and Daniel says, take care of your people. That's the key takeaway. That's great. That's great. It's true. Taking the team to a better place. Thank you, Kai Chi. Chi Xiong, hello. So this is the first one. All four types of mode in leading. Great. These are all very interesting and actually very deep and practical ideas. Okay. So for me, before I learned this course, leadership appeared to me as a difficult, competitive, even lonely journey. And after learning this level, well, it's the same, pretty much the same. Leadership is still not easy, but there's something that changed the entire formula. There's one additional key idea, key ingredient that changed the entire formula, which is fun. Leadership, this journey may be difficult, but the fun of it will make it up. Why is it, if anybody remembers, that leadership should be fun? If it's not fun, there's something wrong with it. Anybody? Because enjoying your work is the basis of leadership. That's what gets you seen as a leader. Okay, so if you, there's an English saying even, if you truly love what you do, then you don't work for a day. Okay, and interestingly, the word passion, the origin of it, like nowadays we know what it means, right? Something that you enjoy intensely. But do you know that the origin of the word passion is to endure hardship and to suffer, to be in pain? Well, this is an interesting coincidence. Maybe it's telling us something. Okay, so the journey may be difficult and we may have to change a lot of the habits that we are used to. But then don't forget, the process should be fun because that's what gets us to be seen as a leader in the first place. All right. And today we are taking this one step further and talk about what it takes to be a great leader. And again, we will be constantly referring to the deep, real causes as well as the surface, false causes of it. And because this is what sets DCIG different from other leadership training courses, right? So we will be addressing them back and forth. So let's begin. Have you ever had a leader that you consider worth following, aka a great leader? Whether it's someone from work or at home? Kai Chi says yes, and Ivy also says yes. If not, you can also say no here. Okay, so for those of you who said yes, what is the quality that makes this person a great leader for you? And hello, teacher Ellie. What is the quality or the qualities that makes this person a great leader for you? And for those of you who have never had a great leader before, you can also think about what would be a great quality to have as a great leader. Laura and Daniel says he knows his purpose and dream. Wow, that actually fits the definition of a leader, right? And Ivy says genuine care about his or her team and give directions. Teacher Ellie says kindness, wisdom, purpose. Wow, I can see why that person is a great leader. And Pei-Ling says just as simple as she a good person to start with, right? And Josephine says he cares about the people around him. Excellent. So there's one thing interesting. I don't know if anybody noticed. Oh, and Anne added the calmness and kindness he shows. Great. Okay, so there's something interesting from the qualities that we have listed so far. Also good foresight. Did anybody notice it? Something peculiar? Kindness and care. Okay, no one mentioned any professional skills, like how this person is a master of word processing or the use of AI or anything. Why? You see, all our lives, or at least most of our professional lives, we have been trained on this and that techniques or this and that skills to learn this and that knowledge. But then when it comes to becoming a great leader, none of you mentioned what we have been trained for. Okay, so even though it's true that competence may get us personal success, it's true. Okay, it may get us personal success. But here, what we are talking about is being a leader, someone who has a vision for a group of people, someone who wants to take a group of people to a better place. That's our definition of a leader. Okay, so in the end, it's character and personal qualities that make people want to follow you, right? And this reminds me of a story. I don't know if anyone has heard it. If you have, later on, when you hear the story, please type 1. It's a story about a man who goes to a shop to buy parrots, those birds that talk. Okay, so a man walks into a pet shop looking to buy a parrot, and the shop owner points to 3 parrots in a store and say, well, this first one costs $5,000. Anybody recognize the story? Not yet? Okay. And so the man asks, why so expensive for a bird? And the shop owner says, well, this bird can speak 7 languages. Impressive. Okay. So what about the second one? The shop owner says, well, the second one costs $10,000. Why so expensive? What can it do? Well, this bird not only speaks 7 languages, it can also manage spreadsheets. Okay, it writes reports, it answers emails, and it schedules meetings for you. Wow. And what about the third one? The third parrot costs, guess what? $100,000. And the customer, looks puzzled. So what can this one do if the previous 2 can already do that much? And the owner just shrugs and say, honestly, I have no clue. Does it speak? Not really. Does it know how to type? I don't think so. Does it even sing? Not at all. So why is it so expensive? The owner says, well, because the other 2 calls him boss. So what does this story tell us? Well, it says it's not what you already know, like your technical skills, that determines your true value. And I will say leader not necessarily need to have tech skills. Well, all right, okay. The first thing that what does the story tell us? The first thing, okay, don't feel bad if you speak 7 languages. Okay, don't feel like you are undervalued because people still pay for your professional service, right? Okay, secondly, again, don't feel depressed. If you are the boss and then people tend to think that you know nothing. Like what I will just say, they don't necessarily need to have any technical skills. Okay, the key here is that if you want your value to expand, then what we need to do is to go beyond the professional level and then learn how to be a great leader who not only knows the way, goes the way, and can also help people find their way. Okay, so we need to be a leader and then be a great leader who not only knows and goes the way, but can also help people find their own way and be successful. So there's a new DCIG teaching style that I learned from Geshe Michael, the lead teacher, which is to teach or to share the most important ideas first, in case someone has to leave early. So the key idea today on how to be a great leader is you need to have genuine concern for the people you are leading. In addition to being concerned about the goal, because of which that the team is put together. Because usually the group of people is put together to serve a goal, right? And most of the time, our focus is primarily on how the team meets the goal. But here, to be a great leader, we say we need to have the same, no less. We need to have the same concern for the people, every person in the team. That's how we become a great leader. Sounds easy. That's all. That's all the idea that we are going to talk about today. It sounds easy. In just one sentence, we can just state it. But then for those of you who are a leader in any way, at home or at work, you know that there are challenges in taking care of people, especially while you are under pressure. Like you are the leader, you are supposed to meet the sales target. So today, I'm going to interview my husband, Brian, and we have selected some popular questions or concerns that people have regarding this topic of how to become a great leader by prioritizing other people's needs and then making them successful. What if it conflicts with my own? And what if that will keep me busy all the time? All right, so let's see. Hello.
Hi,
Okay, so let's go into the interview. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Great. So let's see. One of the first questions that people have regarding this topic is, well, what we are saying is great leaders don't see others' success as a threat. They need to help them achieve their goals, their personal goals. Okay. But then if we are, let's be real, okay? Corporate environments are competitive. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
So what if the person that someone in my team that I'm trying to support gets all the spotlight?
Hmm.
And then he or she wins over the team and he becomes the direct competitor of my own success or for the next promotion that I'm trying to get. So what if I cannot help feeling threatened? What can I do?
Well, that's actually a thing that has happened to me. And I think it's normal. I think it's normal as a human being to feel those kind of feelings. Those of you here, raise your hand if you have never felt any kind of jealousy or a feeling of competitiveness or any awkward feeling when it comes to you wanting to get something and then someone else getting that something. I think nobody would raise their hand. Maybe Lindsay Lee just has the hand raised because she's the timer. But honestly, I think all of us have gone through that kind of feeling. And the reason why is as humans we're kind of, I'm gonna say we are used to it. We have deep causes in our minds that push us to see the success of others as a threat for us. Just the same way that the dog sees the pen. But it's a little different because as humans, we do have the capacity of feeling different, choosing to feel different sometimes. Now, going back to what you were saying, I gotta say that, I mean, when we had a previous session, you and I, right? And in that session, we talked about the key or the button of the car, and we talked about the battery of the car. What makes the car run? Is it the key or the battery? Really, I would say is the battery, right? But what did we say it was the battery? Well, back in that session, we were talking about deeper causes that we don't necessarily see directly with our eyes, but there are the ones running the show. And why am I mentioning this is because as a general rule, we can think of those causes as whatever you want in your life, you should create it for others. Now, that's on the conventional side of things. So if I want to be recognized, if I want to be promoted, if I want to be respected, then I should keep an eye open to what I do for others in that area, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is true that our minds have that tendency to think that way, but it is also true that we can change it because it is something created by causes. If I change the cause, the result will change. If I keep getting chili peppers in my life, all I have to do is stop planting chili peppers and start planting strawberries, and then my cake will taste better, right? So, and I'm not gonna go too much into the specifics of the seeds that the seeds or the causes that we need to create for particular goals. But I think that we would have to say here that a great leader is someone that actually puts the needs of others before.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's difficult.
It
And
is.
yeah, and I really like what you said that it's kind of part of our human nature to feel jealous in case what we just described happened in our team, right? Someone gets promoted before me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also important to think of the fact that leaders are decision makers, even though we do still possess this human nature side of us, but then we don't have to act accordingly based on our original setting, our default setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do feel jealous, but that doesn't mean that I need to act out of jealousy.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the great characteristics that we have as humans, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like we are exposed to all these ugly feelings,
Mm-hmm.
jealousy, anger, sadness, whatever we feel over the every day. But as humans, we have the power to act differently.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's so powerful and so extraordinary because then we can change things.
Mm-hmm. What I would do personally, when that happens, is to go back to the goal that I have in mind, whether
Mhm.
it's personal or for the team, instead of focusing on that uncomfortable feeling. For example, if it's promotion that I want, then the true way, the actual effective way of getting myself a promotion is not stopping another person from getting their promotion.
Mhm.
Another way that I would see it is like doing some kind of investment. All of you know that the reason why we would consider doing investment, let's say financial investment, is to what? Get more money, right? And the money that we put in for the investment, that means we cannot use it now for my current whatever enjoyment. Like I cannot use the money that I already invested to go to the restaurant, a fancy restaurant with my husband. But then that money I invest is because I want it to bring me back more. Okay, so the reason why I cultivate people, and even if they get the spotlight, just think about that's the interest. Okay, that person gets something that I want now, but then I'm actually saving for the future. I don't get to enjoy the promotion now, but by making somebody else perform their best and be seen, I'm actually growing interest that way. So
Well,
that kind of thinking helps me.
right. Let me set a real case here. I have a friend. His name is David. Now, I was having a conversation with him the other day, and he was telling me, like, look, well, that's okay. I pay my team well, and I give them clear metrics on what they need to achieve. My job as their leader is to guide them to hit the company's goals, you know? And my goal is to guide them to keep the clients happy.
Mhm.
If this is the goal and this is my job, then I don't have any time to pay attention to their needs. And I don't want to be rude, he said. It's not that I don't care. It's just that there's so much to do that I really don't have time to worry about their personal lives. And I mean, I have a lot of workers. It's not like I have just a couple. So if they don't hit the metrics, then I should find someone that does. If they do, then of course we keep working together, right? That's the point.
Mhm.
The success of the company and the survival of the company will bring more money anyway. And then everybody will have more money. So if I focus too much on the personal stuff and the touching things in their lives or making them feel comfortable, then I will be losing the focus on the company's goals. And they might just as well take what they learned from me and then leave.
Mhm.
What do you think of that? I mean, it sounds rational and it sounds like it makes sense.
Yep, it's legitimate.
Yeah. So, how does that match with all of this?
Good question. I would say, actually, the color of Brian's tie gives me some ideas. Okay, let's take the example of growing a flower. Okay, so if we want to grow a flower, we want it to be very bright in color. We want it to grow well. How do we make it happen? Can we do it without taking care or without nurturing the root of the plant?
No.
No, right? So when we want to meet, say, a sales target, who is making that happen? The sales target doesn't just happen. It's legitimate. Yeah, it makes sense that we tend to focus on the result. But then we also need to focus on what is contributing to that result, what is making that result possible in the first place. So it's all reasonable that David already has a lot to do. And then every one of us has limits. So here, I think it helps to expand our idea of success. Without the team being successful, working together, then the result that we are looking forward to won't happen. Okay, so it's hard to find a balance. It's true. That's why being a leader is not a piece of cake. It's not easy. Okay, but then we also need to think about what it is that is really making the result possible. And if we are focusing on short-term or long-term goals. In the short term, maybe if we just push people and we use like financial rewards as incentive for them to work harder. But in the long run, that may not be enough to keep the company going. People may have breakdowns because of the pressure. The leader keeps pushing for the goal without caring for their well-being. So maybe they are able to meet it once or twice. And then when they cannot meet it, the company will let them go and then welcome another team to work for the same goal. Then there's not much loyalty either. And for those of you who are leaders, you will know how important it is to have this in the team. Okay, so think about how a leader should take care of both the long-term and the short-term goals, and also both the company goal and the team's members' personal goals. That's how we really make success happen in the long run. And in the end, everybody's happy, not just the company.
Yeah, I would say that I would add to that have you ever felt so overwhelmed that you just need someone to talk to?
It happens.
And after you talk to them, you just feel like a kind of like a relief and you're like ready to keep going. And you feel super grateful to the person that heard you, that listened to you, and then kind of like the relationship
I
builds
have you,
on
right?
next level. Sorry?
I have you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I mean it can be the same situation or the same feeling, but with someone else. Maybe the person that is leading you at work. Because in most of the cases, people spend more time at work than at home.
That's true.
So if you have more time to build up the relationship with the people around you, then the whole dynamic changes.
Mm-hmm.
No? And yes, yes, people appreciate money, but if you listen to them, you are no longer someone they work for, you know?
Mhm.
You are a friend. Who do you, who are you who are you most loyal to? To someone that you just know and happen to have a business relationship, or to someone that is your friend?
Of course, a friend, because in the financial case, as long as the money is gone, then that connection is gone.
Exactly, exactly. And every company goes through ups and downs. Every single company. That's normal.
Mhm.
So whenever you're like super tight with money, and you cannot afford to keep paying people, or you have to go down with their salaries, they will still remain loyal, because the value that you are giving them doesn't rely necessarily only on money. It's
Mhm.
something deeper, it's something more meaningful. And then, it sounds like it's a surface cause, that if I listen to people, if I talk to them, then they will feel cherished, and then they will stay. And it kind of is, but at the same time, there's something deeper going on there, something deeper that creates different results, causes that are completely different to just being focused on yourself. And I think that's the main idea of this conversation, is like, you switch the focus of just taking care of myself to taking care of people around me. And then people naturally will want to follow you. I mean, you told me about the story of this very successful, rich businessman in mainland China that gives away millions of renminbi yearly, right? And then the workers have this big party, and then everybody is like super happy. Now, imagine that, but 10 times that, with people that work for you, because they know that you are more than money for them, because they know that they are more than just a tool. You're part of the family, you know? How would that change the way that people that you lead relates to you? How would that impact the relationship and the business? It is related to the level of happiness, but it is also related to the level of concern that you show to people. People are not numbers, and they are not just financial decisions. They are beings that feel and have concerns and have all the same problems that you and I have.
It's great.
What?
And that reminds me of a personal example. Um, Seeing Chi here today reminds me of the good old days of working for DCIG and SCIM translation. And to some extent, when we were working together, and Ivy too, Xiaoyi and Janet, those are the key people that I worked and enjoyed working with. And working with them, sometimes I even feel like the only thing that I need to do is to take care of them. And that's something I really love to do. And I don't need to worry about work. Okay, sometimes I do fall into this kind of a mindset that, I just need to take care of them, even though my conventional mind still comes back from time to time and say, no, what about the deadline? What about the quality of work and things like that? But then the more that I study these ideas, the more that I start thinking that maybe what I need to do is just take care of them, and the rest will just happen.
Hmm. Now I
And
gotta
that's
say,
a beautiful idea.
it is, and I gotta say that I saw you doing that every day, and I was impressed. I mean, let's forget about for 5 minutes that you're my wife. Objectively, you did a great job in that area. And you keep doing it, honestly. I mean, you have a great way of taking care of people that I would love to learn, you know? And I mean, I try to do it myself with people in my team, but I don't think I managed to do it the way that you did. And I can tell that, and by the way, they are here. Some of them are here, and they can completely say if I'm wrong. But I think that they love you too, and that they appreciate what you did for them. And why am I saying this is not just to praise you, it's because I have seen how the genuine concern that you have for them actually had a result on the way that they perceive you, you know? And in the end, that's the whole point of this conversation. That's the whole point of the session we're having today. How do we manage to make people see us? I mean, I don't know if they see you as a leader or something or whatever, but I do see that they um, see you with respect. They appreciate you with respect. And totally, I mean, I'm sure that if you come to them and you ask them for help to do something, most likely they will say yes, because they know that you wouldn't endanger them or you wouldn't just treat them as numbers. Do you see what I mean?
Mhm. Actually, one thing that I'm very grateful with DCIG teaching is that we can prove it ourselves. Like, because of the time that we spend working together, we also took care of each other, not just from me to them, but from them to me as well. And that connection has remained after I left DCI. Now we are learning together in our own little reading clubs. So yeah, so DCIG works. I proved it, that if we have genuine care for people, then without any other incentives, like financial incentive that Brian talked about, then people still stays together. And that's the most valuable assets that anybody can have.
Yeah, and I gotta say that I'm glad that you touched the financial incentive thing again, because we didn't have strictly allocated budget. And I mean, neither you or I to support financially in a way the teammates, right? But somehow we both did like our little efforts of taking money from our pockets to help people in our team. And I think that people can see that and they appreciate it. And we didn't do it as means of rewarding them. We did those things out of a concern of, look, have something nice today, have a cup of coffee, have a pizza or whatever, just to have a better day, just so you don't have to worry about it. And now there's a special disclosure that I want to make now. I am not praising ourselves right now. I'm just sharing real examples that we ourselves applied that help build up the connection with our teams. That's what is this about. It's not showing off, okay? And I'm not saying we're the best people. I'm sure that we made, well, I myself, I'm sure I make a lot of mistakes with my team. And I'm sure they will have a couple of things to say, one thing or two to say. But the point is that learning these ideas that we learn in DCI level 8, we are capable of putting into practice different ways of acting towards people. If you push people, you're just pushing the key that will make you fail. Sooner or later, you won't progress if you push on people. if you press on people, you know. Nobody works eternally in a efficient way if they are under pressure, if they have too many things on their plate, if they have problems at home and then they come at work and then they also have problems there.
Mhm.
And you know, one of the key things, it happened to me recently. I mean, just having a conversation with the person that is leading you completely changed the way that you feel at work, you know?
Mhm.
I think that's something that is worth keeping in mind. And I'm going to say it again, pushing people is not the key for success. It's just the key for failure sooner or later.
So, like we were saying, aim for the long run, aim for long-term success. And
Exactly.
also, the sign that you are using the DCIG system correctly is that the result you get makes everybody happy. Everybody.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you can only remember one thing from this talk, please make it. Using the DCIG system properly will make everyone happy, yourself included. Even though it seems like you have to take that extra step to take care of both the company goal and at the personal level, to take care of everyone in the team. But in the end, it will pay off more than you imagined. Okay, in different ways than you could have expected.
And, you know, aligned to what you just said, there's something that we need to keep in mind. Sometimes it looks like the new way of acting seems to contradict my own success. You know, like you said at the beginning of the conversation, I'm helping this other person is promoted, this other person gets opportunities there on the spotlight. Everybody looks at them and they're like, ah, you're amazing, you're fantastic. And they completely ignore you. What happens there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that what happens there is the key. There we have many keys. Is the key of why we fail to grasp that this system is actually something that will work for us. And that thing, that element is the gap of time,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Like we tend to think that the relationship cause and effect is immediate. If I click on the switch of the electric system, then the light bulb will turn on right away. But the way that the deeper causes work, the nature of the deeper causes relies on the time gap that allows the deep cause to grow, right? It's like we were talking about chili peppers and strawberries before. It's like the seed of the strawberry is so tiny, so tiny. And then when you get the plant of the, I don't know if it's a plant, but the plant of the strawberry, it's something way bigger. Even the one single strawberry itself is so big, you know. Deep causes work the same.
Mm-hmm.
You make your little efforts to praise others, to help them grow, to make them successful. And then you gotta wait for the strawberry to grow. You gotta wait for the deep cause to work. And it will look like others are taking all the success. But eventually, your strawberries will ripen. And then you will have a delicious strawberry milk or strawberry ice cream or strawberry cake to enjoy all for yourself. And if you're smart, you will take one little bit of that cake, smoothie, or whatever, and share it with someone else.
Making an investment, right?
Exactly, making it an investment. Little by little.
Right. And we can also take that from the conventional perspective and see if I really see somebody else getting all the spotlight as a threat to me, then, if I act accordingly, meaning that I start to suppress them, then what will happen to my goal of meeting the sales target?
Yeah, it'll be exactly the same, but the opposite, you know?
Right. So seeing talented people as a threat and then suppress them is
It's only hurting yourself.
yeah, it's
Put
I
it
want
like
to say the stupidest thing.
that. It is.
It's
It's
not
certainly.
protecting you at all.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. But listen, we go back to what I said before. Our brains have that tendency, you know, because we had all kinds of mix of deep causes in our minds waiting to come out. So our brain has that tendency of thinking the way that you are just talking about,
Mhm.
you know. And I think it's important to remind all of us here that even though that's the case, we should not punish ourselves.
That's
You know,
important.
it's just something that is happening in my brain right now. It's just something that, oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking this way, but if I really want to make a difference, then I won't act this way.
Mhm.
Won't feel guilty and I won't punish myself for thinking this way because, well, it's not that I want to, it's that I'm conditioned to think that way. I have been thinking this way my whole life. It's a habit.
Mhm. Yeah, I think recognizing that we do have this as part of our nature is enough. Then we can just leave it, recognize it, leave it, and then move on with a different way, the DCI way that really makes a difference in your life, the way that you want, that really get you what you want in your life. Instead of just acting out of habits. And through this force of habit, we throw ourselves into uncertainties and long-term failure.
Now I gotta say something.
Please.
I'm gonna play the role of David now. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna say, let's say I buy into what you just said.
Mhm.
Then I put my time, my resources, my energy into making my team members incredibly successful. I build up their profile, I make them the star, and then 6 months later, 1 year later, a competitor notices them and offers them double the salary, and then they leave. And I'm left with a massive talent gap, and I have to start from scratch.
Mm.
Didn't my investment in their success just actively harm me and my business? How can that how can that be becoming a great leader?
Mm. Good question. What do you think?
Okay. So I will just put it this way.
Mm.
Imagine that you generate so much concern for someone else. And we actually gave the answer to this before, that you connect to a deeper level than just money. That money isn't a factor anymore. It's a matter of belonging. I work here or I stay here because I belong here. I'm someone here, you know. I know of many people that they could make more money, but the reason why they stay in the company they work for is because they belong to something bigger than just money, to something bigger than just themselves or something bigger than the ego of the leader that is guiding them. You know, and there are actually statistics of companies that have a lot of working people that they stay where they are just because the value that the work gives to them. Not only money, it's not about money anymore, especially with the new generations, you know.
Their primary
There's
concern is not just about money.
exactly, there's no money that will convince them. I'm one example, you know. I would work for free if I didn't have to eat and pay expenses. But I would work for free for DCIG and all the other projects that I work for if I didn't need the money, honestly, because it's something bigger. It's something bigger than money.
I'm totally with you on this. And I'll even say that if you are a successful leader, if you are a great leader, the way that we are talking about, you have genuine care for the people who are in your team. You make them successful the way they want in every aspect. Like, for example, financially, they have their own personal financial goal and you help them meet it. And they also have other goals like relationship and other things. And if
Family.
you know how to apply the DCIG system, you can use it on every goal that you have or every goal that your teammate has.
Yeah.
In that case, they already have everything they want in your team. Why would the other companies, other competitors be able to take them away when they are already perfectly happy here? Remember what we were saying? If you are using the DCIG system properly, everyone will be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not just that, but also in every way.
And now let's imagine that he does go or she does go to the competitor. She's like, listen, I really love working here. Everything is wonderful and beautiful, but I want to send my kid to Canada to study and I need money for that. And maybe you cannot pay me that kind of money. So I will go. What do you think will happen when the word spreads and everybody's talking about how nicely you treat your workers? What will happen? People will crave to work in your company. People will crave to be part of your team, you know. And it happens, there's this ranking thing called the best place to work or something like that, that considers all these elements and things. Um, because the companies, the big corporations already notice that it's not all about money. And people, when you got that ranking, people just run to try to apply for a job with you. Now, we're talking about deeper causes. What kind of cause, what kind of mental seed do you think you will be planting if you give one of your best assets to your competitor?
You get more fast.
Right? Someone more capable or just as capable, but cheaper. It could be anything, really. It could, or maybe the next big AI tool that will do the same work in 5 minutes and for $20 a month. I don't know. Many things like that, you know.
I actually have an example of this.
Oh,
Remember my friend Janet?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
When she said that She's very into ACI and she wanted to work for ACI.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how good she is as a translator. Maybe some of you here have even heard her translation. I knew that time that losing her would be a great loss to our team. But then seeing her going for something that she's really passionate about, I wouldn't keep her. I would never, ever keep her if she would be happier over there. And we do have different types of content, DCIG and ACI. But then after she left, my already very capable and responsible Chiseo
Yeah.
became the next version of herself. Instead of me assigning work to her, she would come to me and ask if there's something that I can do. She became more accountable than ever than she already was. Okay.
Correct.
And also, not just her. And all of a sudden, there are a lot of new translators coming up. Our host today, Dorothy, is one of them.
Yay.
Yeah, so there are more and more capable people showing up. And even I was amazed. I didn't know those people. Some of those people could translate, but they did a great job. Another one is Annie Liu in Singapore. I know people in Singapore and Malaysia usually speak very good Chinese and English, but I didn't know they were this good with English. I just knew a few good ones, like very good ones, like Ivy, like Chiseo, and then yeah. But then now all of a sudden there are more. I was surprised too. So speaking of DCIG system working or not, here's another example.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's about our part is about to end. And
I want to add another case, if you don't mind,
please, yeah,
because we still have time.
what
So
time? Okay,
we have 30 minutes left.
yeah, okay.
So you mentioned basically what we have been talking about is that great leaders need great hearts. But we have seen leaders who care too much about the people that they lead. And too much, right? Let's quote the two. Um,
Like a
then
mother to her children.
yeah, could be. I think even further than that. But
Mhm.
let me tell you, like they care so much for them, and then they start to underperform.
Oh,
And then they avoid conflict or confrontation with the workers because they don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. And then the results start to suffer. Where's the line between the genuine commitment to others' success and just being soft, ineffective, and someone that people take advantage of?
that's really a tough call. How do we know the line? So I would say in this case, a leader who takes care of their team members, that's a great start. But remember, what we are aiming for is their growth in the long term. So we don't take care of them too much in a way that it hurts their own growth. So talk to them, know what they want, and set a long-term goal. Where do they want to go in 5 years? Even shorter, let's say in 3 years to start with. And then work together along the journey instead of just excessively providing them with things that they don't need or something that would actually hurt their growth in the long term.
I would
What do you
say
think?
be like a mom. What does a mom do when she sees the children running cross the street without looking to the sides.
And the mom will punish the kid in some way.
Yes. Why? Is she a mean mom?
Because the kids need to learn the lesson.
They need to understand.
Hmm.
They could lose their lives if they keep running that way. So one thing is to care for people. One thing is to be flexible to them and not push them to the edge. But we need to set limits. Limits are important. Limits work because they guide us from point A to point B without falling off the cliff.
Mm.
You know, like if someone is abusing you as a leader when you are caring for them, the number one thing that is happening is they're hurting themselves.
Mm.
If you really care for them, then you have to guide them to the right track. Then you have to tell them, this is wrong. And it's not about me, your boss or your leader, being hurt. It's about how this will affect your life in a couple of years or months. Setting limits is important. We are not saying here just be so soft and let them do whatever they want. That's not what we're saying. We're saying you have to care for them. You have to help them become successful. You have to help them achieve their dreams and whatever they want in their lives and with their families. But you also have to guide them to perform the proper way that the business needs, that you need. There's got to be a balance.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go even a little further, first an example. You sit down on a Wednesday evening and you write down a letter. You are such a stupid idiot. You write it with red ink in a blue envelope.
Mm-hmm.
And then you give it to the mailman and you say, oh, please deliver this to the address on the envelope. And then 1 month later, the postman comes and knocks at your door. And you're like, oh, good afternoon. How can I help? And then he gives you a blue envelope. And then you check the envelope and it says, you are a stupid idiot. And then who do you punch if you have to punch someone? The postman? Yeah, I see here that Daniel is saying yes. No. Who sent the letter in the first place? Who wrote the letter? It was me. Not the postman. The postman is just delivering the letter. It's the same here. Like we tend to believe that the result of my act of taking care of my people is their underperformance or their laziness or abusing me. But that's not the case. We already talked about the gap, right? If I seeing them acting that way is because a deeper cause that was planted before I started acting this way is flourishing in this result now. So we need to start learning to think in terms of the time gap, not forgetting that causes take a while to bring results. That's why sometimes the thing that I do now seems to get a result that is not what?
Related?
consistent, I would say.
Mm.
Okay. And there's one last more thing that I want to say. You have to think of the motivation behind you taking care of others. Okay. What I mean is, it's not the same taking care of people just because I want them to feel good and get me better results in my company, to a genuinely caring for them and caring for how they feel and caring for their success. Okay. And it sounds romantic and it sounds like something very beautiful, but it's actually something extraordinarily practical. I have seen it applied to me, and I have applied it to others, and I have seen what happens. And that's all I want to say. Do you want to add something, or we just jump into Q&A?
Yes, just one little thing to add on top of what you just said about the leader being flexible. In DCIG level 8, when we talk about automatic leadership, actually there is a subject on 4 modes of management. Okay, depending on the team members, we can be peaceful, generous, powerful, be more assertive, and also fierce. And like Brian said, the purpose of having these different modes of management is to really take care of the team members, to make sure that they do go to the better place that they want to be. Okay, so this for most, it sounds like a conventional methods. We just treat people differently depending on how they perform. But remember the motivation behind it. Ultimately, is to make sure that they do succeed. It's out of genuine love and care for them. Okay, that's why we become flexible. And maybe we try to get into new habits ourselves, because for me, it's difficult to be assertive and fierce. But if that works, if that helps my team, then maybe that's something that I should learn out of genuine care for them. Okay. And in the end, we would also like to take a moment to recognize some of the great leaders in our lives. And then, of course, to thank them for the impact that they have had on us before we go into Q&A. And I think these leaders can also serve as an inspiration for many of us on how to act as a leader. So Brian, you want to go first?
I think you go first.
Okay, so there are 3 groups of people that I would like to recognize and then thank them. The first is my personal teachers, Teacher John, Teacher Connie, and Teacher Ellie. They are great leaders by example. What they are teaching us, both Brian and I, is in many ways the most difficult lesson that we ever have to learn. And there are times, especially me, that I would question myself whether I would be able to master it or not. But they never stop showing me that I can do it by continuing to teach me, to guide me, and to believe in my potential. And what moves me the most is that they don't just teach from theory. They actually have lived in it themselves. So in a way, it feels like they have reached the destination already themselves, and then they turn back to help everyone who wants to go that way. So I'm very, very grateful for them. And they are setting great examples for me to follow as well. And the second one I would like to recognize and thank too is my husband, Brian Mendoza. We often hear that people inevitably have to change after they get married, because they just have to stop being fully themselves after becoming somebody else's husband or somebody else's wife. But in my experience, it has been the opposite. Since we got married, I feel more and more like the most natural version of me, because Brian accepts me as I am. And from that foundation, he helps me grow further. When he sees little spark in me, then he will encourage me to let it shine more fully. And in many ways, he appears to be like a shepherd, walking behind me, but always keeping an eye on me to let me go on my own path and making sure that I don't wander off too far. And last but not least, I would like to thank my team. It looks like that I'm the leader for them. Janet, Chiseong, Xiaoyi, and Ivy. But they are my leader too. They guide me in many ways through the challenging projects that we worked on. Somehow, I always picture us being in the same boat in a turbulent sea, trying to reach the other side. And by that, I mean finishing the projects. And they have shown me the power of encouragement too, like how we can lift each other up when someone feels bad or when someone is tired. Then we take care of each other, and then we keep moving forward together, especially when things are too difficult. Without them, I would have drawn in the sea. So I'm deeply grateful, and thank you all for guiding me.
I should have not let you go first. Now whatever I say is not gonna sound as cool.
Oh, well.
Well, I will learn from my mistake. No, seriously, definitely the people that you mentioned, for me, especially the teachers, our mentors. Yeah, for me, it's harder to express in words, but what you said, it was just perfect. And I would say that one thing that I have learned from them recently, of them, is that they do also know how to have fun and how to guide people properly and how to lead them to become like them. It's not just about, oh, I will teach you how to be cooler this way. I will also teach you how to guide others to reach the same goal. And that's what a real leader does. Is they are leaders of leaders. So thank you, teachers, if you ever see this. The three of them, Geshe Michael, of course, included in all of that. I mean, I think mentioning Geshe Michael, it's like needless to say, he's a given, right? One person that has shown me a completely different style of leadership what I wasn't expecting is a teacher called Tim Lowenhall. Wow, he's amazing. The way that he leads me, I don't know the rest of the people, but at least me, he showed me a way of leading people that completely make me feel different about myself and to see myself differently. To know that there was people that they were looking at me differently. And that's a leader. Someone that can show people that they are more than what they think they are. That's amazing. And in that same line, Geshe Michael and my wife, and my parents, honestly, these are the four greatest teachers of my life. Because they see potential in me even when I feel the crappiest person in the world. Sorry, pardon my French. But there are moments like that, you know, you don't feel the best person. You feel like you're mean, you feel like you're many things. But these leaders, they just make me feel like I'm worth it. And it's important to recognize the leaders in our lives because then you keep them with you for longer. That's cool. But let's answer some questions. Let's answer some questions. I didn't want to go deeper because number one, I will cry, and number two, we have to answer some questions. So anybody has any questions here?
Maybe before we start to crying, can we just take a group photo before so
Let's
that
do
if
it.
later we cry, it's still okay?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin my makeup.
So yeah, so can I invite everyone to on your camera so that you can have a picture to capture this moment? Yeah, so can we have as many as we can, okay? Yeah, then so that if later we cry, maybe your makeup is smudged or whatever, then it's still okay, okay? Yeah, so can we have a level 8? How 4 steps or level 8? Which one? Which one? Which one?
Double four.
Okay,
Okay. I take
okay.
photo, huh? Anyone want to on the camera? If no, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you everyone.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we can
Already
start to
passed.
cry. Yeah, thank you. So now we can start to cry. Okay, anyone got any questions? Please challenge the teachers.
Yes, challenge the teacher. Sharon.
Oh, no one dare to. Oh, it's too touching. Yeah,
I don't
so
think we're that good of. Look, we have one.
okay, please. Just on the mic. Eh? Is that okay to okay, please hurry. Yes. You were on the mic just now.
Okay, thank you for the sharing. I also kind of lost of what to say. So my question is about the last time that I want to ask, but I can't ask that time. So in the last session, that teacher Brian said that after we learn this level 8 leadership, we also need to learn the other training leadership. Can you explain about that? Why we have to? Because what we learn in automatic leadership seems to be the cause of all. That's
We
my
need.
question.
I'm sorry. I said we need to learn what?
Leadership, other training leadership.
Did I say that? I don't.
As I remember, maybe, or maybe I won't remember. Never mind
Well,
that.
I don't remember saying that, but I wouldn't see a problem. I would say what this DCIG level 8 teaches us is the real causes for okay. I think teacher Sharon is clarifying for me on the chat. She says other kinds of leadership style, not other leadership courses. Is that what it is? Haricha.
Not sure. I don't think. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Never mind then. Never mind then.
No, it's okay. I think it's a valid question. Actually, help us to understand something. Most of the leadership programs out there work at the surface level. They work with the button of the car or the key of the car. And the difference is that the DCI system works at the battery level. So if you work at the battery level, it doesn't matter if you have button or if you have key, it will work for you. So that's what I would have to say about that. I hope that answers the question and it makes clear. In another saying it related to the leadership, I would say it like this. You come here to learn how to make the different leadership programs work. And then when you go and learn any other leadership program, if you keep working on the deep causes, it will work for you. Because you have the deeper causes working, not the surface causes only. I don't know if teacher Sharon wants to add something or we just go to another question.
I would like to ask everybody here another question based on this. So after I learned DCI level 8 automatic leadership, and I know how to become a leader, I know how to become a great leader, do I still need to take those, let's say, conventional leadership training courses out there that teaches me on other like tech skills that we just said at the beginning? Like, people don't recognize a great leader by their tech skills. Do I still need to take those classes? Hailing says yes. Why? Based on what we just said, it's not one of those building blocks that gets us seen or to be seen as a great leader. Ivy says should be yes, but using deeper causes to make these tech classes work for us or stay the knowledge with us. I would say that in order to be a great leader that has not only the love, but also the knowledge, the capacity, the strength to guide the team, okay? Maybe we will need some conventional techniques. Say, for example, if I'm in Brian's team, I am actually. So he does train me on those tech skills. And if there's something that he doesn't know how to make it work, what he does, what I see that he would do is to do research to find out how things work to help me solve the problems that I have. Okay, so out of love, out of genuine care for your team, you will want to learn. You want to have more tools in your pocket in order to help them. Okay, so that's why we learn. It's not like I learned these in order to be seen as a great leader. It's because I really want to make my team members, each and every one of them, succeed. And I will try with everything that I can. That proves how much love that you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, Sharon. Maybe my yes made you worry. But I'm not challenging your system, not challenging the belief. But I now explain to you why I say yes. So I don't want people worry.
Amy, I gotta say, please challenge us. Okay.
Yes, feel free to.
Yes, it's good to challenge us. Okay.
No, I'm not the difficult person that you think as.
No, I don't think that. No. It's actually good because it helps us see all the different nuances and all the different elements of the system. It's good to ask questions. The last 7 days I was in Japan in another program. Actually, I just landed today and run here to this talk. That's why I wasn't in the first minutes. And there was a person asking questions. Well, there was a person not asking questions. And then she started asking questions. And we were like, why didn't you ask questions before? And she said, oh, I was shy. I didn't want to sound like I was challenging. And we were like, no, you have to ask questions. We will not feel offended or attacked or anything. I think it's beautiful when people have questions that are really challenging because that shows that they are really thinking about it. asking questions is the only way that we can manage to land to the real truth of stuff. So thank you so much for asking questions and challenging.
I got you, Brian. I'm appreciate you talk this way, and then I got your meaning.
Cool.
So
And I
thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to add something more to what you just said, teacher Sharon, which is learning more ways of leadership programs can give you more tools on how to talk to people. Maybe the way that we talk in DCI is not what some people will understand or feel related to. But if you have more tools to communicate, maybe there will be people that will listen. And then if you ease into that new way of speaking, the real deep causes, then they will listen and then they will apply it and then they will be successful, which is the whole point.
Yeah, that is my weaknesses.
Cool.
Failing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see my limit.
Ivy, you have a question?
Yeah, for me,
Oh,
I just ask, for me, I ask relevant question, but sometimes I can feel people tension and challenge. So, but I'm not the type that I want to stand out of the crowd. No, I don't have that need.
don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just like for me, normal, I ask a relevant question only.
That's okay. Let's go to Ivy. Ivy has a question.
Yeah, I will have the question in two aspects. One is conventional and one is deeper course. So on conventional aspect, because just now teacher Brian and teacher Sharon share about like a great leader, it should be someone that not just know the way and goes the way, but also helping others to find their way, right? I think this is a very cool definition. So conventional is when we go to a place or when we have first meet our so-called leader or our direct manager. What will be the questions? I'm just curious, what will be the maybe one or two questions that both of you will ask to find out whether is this the leader who is the real leader, a genuine leader? This is one. And then second is what sort of seeds we should plant so that like because since if we have the deeper cause working for us, then regardless of what question we ask, we will probably get the answer to tell us, yes, this is the leader that we can follow. So what sort of seeds we should plant to get that, to have that outcome? Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Ivy, for the question. For the first one, how do we know if someone is the kind of leader that we will follow, right? Someone is worth following? Okay.
Yep.
So what I would do, I don't ask questions. What I would do is to observe. Okay, observe this person. I'll observe the person and then see if they walk the talk. Like if the leader shows us one way of doing things, do they do it themselves? That's one thing that I'm very grateful for the personal teachers that are guiding Brian and I, because they live in what they are teaching us. They do the practice themselves that they are asking us to keep doing little by little. And that's how we see the changes, how we ourselves will improve. Okay, so that's what I would do. I will observe them to see if they really practice what they preach. That's the way to put it. Okay, and what do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think I'm very close to that. What do they do and what do they say? Does it match? And also, like, do they care for you? I think that's an important one. Do they care for you? Do they care for maybe if they are not related to you in a way now, Do they care for the people that they are relating already? You know, probably there's people already following them. What do they say about them? Right? Then that's what will help. And it's something that you need to keep observing over the time. It's not something like, oh, I arrived today and I look at you and then you are someone that I want to follow. For me, wanting to follow Geshe Michael, I mean, the spark was immediate, but before I asking him to follow, asking him formally to guide me and to mentor me, it took me a couple of years until I said, oh, look, I see you as a mentor. Would you care to guide me? And he says, yes, no problem. But it took me a couple of years to observe him. And the other question that Ivy had was, what seed should we plan to see this outcome of having a leaderboard following? That's a great question. I think, actually let me see if I had that slide for you. Give me 1 second. Super quickly, okay? I know we're over time. Quickly.
Well, I'll jump in when you are preparing for the, oh, there we go.
No, you go.
Okay, so just quickly cover what I have in mind. So in the seed system, we say that depending on what we want, we need to plant the same seed to get that result, right? So what do you see that in the leader that you want to follow? Remember at the beginning of this session, we listed some qualities of a great leader, okay? Am I demonstrating those qualities in a small way? Like, for example, if a great leader for me is someone who is generous and kind, am I being generous and kind to others? Do I have a vision in mind that I want to take people to, even in a small way? So I think that's how. And I'm the same as Brian. My teachers, the leaders, those great leaders in my life, they don't just pop up. I spent years teaching the DCIG system, sharing my understanding before they appear in my life. Okay, so that's how I planted the seeds. Do you have the PPT?
Yeah, I need to. I already have the PPT. Now I'm trying to find the slide. Here it is. So pretty much one way to really find that leader is you gotta facilitate the connection of the people you know that they have someone that they want to follow and themselves. You know, like for example, if you know that Sharon wants to follow Xiaoyi, then you gotta find ways to help them connect, to help Sharon to be close to Xiaoyi. The other one, of course, is teaching others about good leaders around them, just to make them aware of people that is worth following. And then the last one, which is pretty cool, is seated down when you're meditating. You can just simply say, I want to find someone to lead me. Please show up in my life and lead me. And it sounds crazy, but remember that what we think, do, and say creates deep causes for whatever result we want in our lives. Okay?
I can tell that Brian is speaking from experience, from his personal experience, because like he was saying, it took him years before he went up to Geshe Michael and asked him to mentor him. Actually, he had been planting such seeds by what he does for DCIG, bringing people together to their teachers. The IT work that he has been doing for years It's about connecting people to the teachers and also the teachings. And that's what he got. Great teachers and also great teachings to
Great wife.
learn from.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I want to thank Dorothy again. And yeah, we go over to you. We are sorry that we took.
No, it's not done yet. We still
It's not done yet.
yeah, we still have questions. One more question.
I was so pressed. I was so pressed.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's keep going then.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's for Brian.
I already thank you to Brian and Sharon after attending both of your class 2 times and 3 times. I find there are so much good qualities in equally in both of you, Sharon and Brian. I would like to request an appointment to have a long discussions with both of you. May I have this opportunity? If I have, can I leave my email to Sharon?
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yeah, you
okay.
can put your email down.
I will private message you here, Sharon, my email.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
You're welcome,
Betty.
Kaylin. Thank you.
Cool.
Kidding.
Do we have any more questions?
Yeah. Call for questions, call for challenges. Anyone? Oh, if no one, last call, last call. Any questions? Catch these opportunities, please. Yeah, I think they do understand what you have talked about, and they are still indulged in it. Yeah, so any closing words for us since we are going to end the marathon?
I would say that there are, like Brian and I both shared our the great leaders in our lives. We would say that don't rush to go after them and ask them to mentor you or to teach, to be your leader, to guide you in a way. Because remember, great leaders don't come from themselves. Like everything else in our lives, they come from our own mental seeds. And like Brian has been saying over and over, we need to work on the battery level instead of just pressing the key. So in order for us to find more guidance, in order for us to get great teachers, great leaders that are worth following, I think this is also answering Ivy's question. Okay, plant the seeds that we just talked about. Okay, so maybe your teacher, your leader, that the current ones that you have, you never saw them in a certain way, but once you have those seeds activated, they will become the one that can really guide you to a better place beyond your imagination. So work on both the seed level and also, of course, conventional level. Okay. Over to you, Brian.
I just want to say, remember that there's a gap of time between the moment that you work on these deeper causes and the moment that you get your result, but you will get your result. It'll feel uncomfortable when you get to see results that you may don't like, but eventually the deep cause will create their consequences sooner than later. And then it has happened to me. And then the result is way better than you could have imagined. So keep it up. Really, the worst thing that can happen is you will care more for people and people will love you more. That's the worst thing that can happen. So I think it's worth to try. And as I always like to say, blindly believing what we say here is not a good idea for anybody. Not for you, not for us. You have to test it. You have to put it to test. And you will see the results for yourself. Okay. So thank you, beautiful wife. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, everyone here. And see you hopefully next time. Over to you, Dorothy.
Thank you so much for both teachers, and I do know that all of us are so touched here, and all the words that you are giving to us, and the teachings that you are giving to us. Okay, so yeah, so beautiful sessions is always going to be end soon. Okay, so can we have the PPT? Let's just share about the latest news about level 8 in Singapore. So yeah, so actually our early bird price has been ended. So now it's time for you to be more generous as well. So if you have any friends are interested in level 8 or especially in person, please ask them to join us. And these are the latest poster. And yeah, I think not much word to say. Just many thanks to the teachers teaching and many thanks to the audience. If there's no audience, there's no teacher, there's no MC, there's no working team. So thank you so much for all the people are still here. And thank you for those who have shared to your friends. And I believe that you are planting good seeds. And the strong seeds actually is connecting your friends with their leaders, their teachers, their leaders. And you are going to have your own leaders as because you have done the seeds level, okay? Like what we talked about it just now. Okay, yeah, so we can off the PPT and thank you so much. We still have the next session, which is on Friday, and our last session will be on 30th. And yeah, Grandpa is coming to Singapore. Once to announce one more time. It's so exciting after many years. So please, if you do have this opportunity, please catch it, and hope I can be there to see everyone here, and I can be the one who welcome everyone to Singapore. Okay, I think we can end here. Thanks for those who are still here. And can we have some music to send everyone good night to all of you?
Thank you everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you, our
everyone. Thank you.
teachers. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.